Presentation from Department of Panchakarma, Sindagi Shantavireshwara Ayurvedic Medical College, Haveri. This video is about mechanism of sweating and thermoregulation in context of Swedana. Swedana Nirupti Svid nich lut gatraditu gamadirnihi sarana vyapari. The word Swedana is derived from Sanskrit root Svid with suffix the. This means to write or cook. It also means perspiration. Definition: Stamba Gaurava Shitagnam Svedanam Svedakarakam. The Svedana is that which causes perspiration, reduces Stamba stiffness, Gauravam heaviness, Shitagna cold. Importance of Svedana: Snigdat Patrat Yatathoyam Ayatnena Pranudyate. कफादयः प्रणुद्यन्ते स्निग्धात् देहात् तथा औषधैः. In a patra smeared with taila, the toya escapes without sticking to that patra. In the same way, the dushta dosha will expel out easily after snehana and svedana. Adram kashtam yata varnihi vishyandayati sarvatah tata snigdasya vai doshan svedo vishyandayati Thiran. Charaka Chikitsasthana, 3rd chapter, 6th sloka. As how Agni makes Vishyandana of Jala in moist wood, in the same way Swedana makes Vishyandana of Dushta dosha and Vilayana of dosha in the person who had undergone Snehana and Swedana previously. Swedana Karmakata, mode of action. Swedana Karma has 4 major actions over the body: Stambagna, Gauravagna, Shitagna, Svedakarakata. Other action over the body are Dosha Dravikarana, Srotoshodhana, Vakmarudavam and Prasadana, Vata Shamana, Sandhi Chistakara, Gatra Vinamana. Mechanism of sweating and thermoregulation in context of Swedana. Swedana in Ayurveda is a specialized process that leverages the body's physiological mechanisms of thermoregulation to achieve therapeutic effects. The physiology of thermoregulation. The human body maintains a core temperature of approximately 37 degrees Celsius. This is managed by the hypothalamus, which acts as a biological thermostat. 2 phases of thermoregulation: the detection phase and the responsive phase. 2 phases of thermoregulation. The detection phase. When externally it is applied during sudation therapy, peripheral thermoreceptors in the skin and central receptors in the anterior hypothalamus detect the rise in temperature. The response phase. To prevent overheating, the hypothalamus triggers 2 primary mechanisms: vasodilation, pseudomotor response. Vasodilation. The smooth muscles of the blood vessels relax, increasing blood flow to the skin surface. This allows heat to be transferred from the core to the periphery. Pseudomotor response. The sympathetic nervous system activates the eccrine sweat glands. Mechanism of sweating. Human thermoregulation depends significantly on sweat evaporation from the skin surfaces. Sweating is active physiological process primarily controlled by central nervous system. Objectives of sweating: thermoregulation, excretion, maintenance of water and balance, skin protection, body odor formation. Sweat glands. Sweat glands are of 2 types: eccrine glands and apocrine glands. Sweat glands are exocrine glands, secretory unit of sweat gland located in deep dermis. Duct continues from secretory unit towards body surface. Sweat glands are surrounded by contractile cells, that is myoepithelial cells. The part of gland opens into the skin or hair follicle is known as acrosyringium. Functional regulation of sweat glands. Sveda doshambu srotamsi samadishtha antaragneyascha पार्श्वस्थः समानो अग्निबलप्रदः चरक चिकित्सास्थान 28th chapter. Samanavata and Vyanavata regulate the formation and secretion of Sweda. Samanavata resides in Sweda, Ambu, and Dosha Vahasrutas. Thus, the Samanavata regulates the functions of Sweda Vahasrutas, that is, sweat glands and its ducts. Functional regulation of sweat glands. Krushnadehacharo Vyano Rasasamvahano Detha Svedasruksravanaschapi Panchada Chestayatipi. Acharya Susruta has described that Vyanamata regulates the circulation of rasa into the body and secretion of sweat and oozing of blood through capillaries. Vyanamata also has functional regulation, cardiac activity, as well as regulation of diameter of the blood vessels, especially the arterioles and capillaries. The sympathetic and autonomic regulation of sweat formation may be understood in the terms of regulation by Samanavata and Vyanavata. Sweating is the body's most effective way of dissipating heat via evaporative cooling. It includes cellular activation, osmotic gradient, evaporation, and latent heat. Cellular activation. The sympathetic postganglionic fibers release acetylcholine, which binds to the receptors on the sweat glands. This triggers the secretion of a precursor fluid, mostly water and electrolytes, into the gland duct. Osmotic gradient. As this fluid moves through the duct, the body reabsorbs some sodium and chloride. However, during intense sedation therapy, the flow is too fast for full reabsorption, leading to the release of sweat onto the skin surface. Evaporation and latent heat. This is the cooling secret. For water to turn from a liquid to a vapor, it must absorb energy. It takes this energy from the skin. Q is equal to ml, where Q is heat, m is mass, and L is the latent heat of vaporization. Therapeutic effects of sedation. In the context of therapy, the goal isn't just to cool the body, but to use the process of heat application to induce specific systemic changes. Therapeutic effects of sedation mechanism. Increased capillary permeability. Therapeutic result facilitates the movement of metabolic waste from tissues into bloodstream for excretion. Reduction in blood viscosity. Heat makes the blood thinner and more mobile, improving circulation to deep-seated tissues. Muscle relaxation. Heat reduces the sensitivity of muscle spindle fibers, relieving spasms and stiffness. Metabolic surge. For every 1 degree Celsius rise in body temperature, the basal metabolic rate increases by roughly 12 to 13%. Thank you.